This is the Winchester Futsal 2s, a five-a-side team at the University of Winchester. Currently in the same league as their first team counterparts, they are considered the underdogs of the second highest competitive division, the Bucks Western Tier 2. But this hasn't stopped them reaching new heights in previous seasons, achieving consistent solid league finishes and even reaching a cup semi-final in their last season. With their captain from last year staying to complete its masters, the 2s look to go against the norm once again and exceed the expectations everyone has of them, as we're given a behind-the-scenes look into the ups and the downs of running a university team.
Have a good day, okay?
I'm Louis Saunders. I'm doing a Masters in Marketing and Analytics, and I am the second team captain and social second futsal.
This is Louis' fourth year at university. He's been in futsal for 3 of those years and is going into his second year as 2's captain.
You're used to controlling the side of your foot, futsal, you've got the ball, it makes you more predictable if you go the other way.
After a strong finish to their previous campaign, Louis and his squad are taking their preparations for next season very seriously, as they look to reach new heights in this campaign.
So obviously going into my second year as 2's captain, last year we started off very rough. We had issues, we had goalkeeping issues, we can make all the excuses we want, but yeah, at the end of the day we didn't start very well. But then going into that second semester last year, we really picked it up. We had some big performances, big results. We got to a cup semi-final. We beat Southampton first team, who are notoriously good. We beat them convincingly. So yeah, we really improved last year, and then obviously going into this year, we've got a similar sort of spine, a similar sort of core to the team. So yeah, I feel like we can sort of push on from where we left off last year. Going into the season, obviously you want to win every game that comes. You take it each game by game. But looking at it, we want to win trophies. We want to win the league, we want to win the cup. But at the end of the day, we also are the second team, so it's important to be realistic.
For us, it's more the performance than the result. If we play well and we work hard, I'm more than happy. And then yeah, keeping that tight group when you're losing, because I think some teams can fall apart when you go a goal down, but I think our team's got that sort of team spirit to keep themselves up.
But yeah, like I said, take each game as it comes, and take each performance as it comes, and yeah, like I said, win as much as we would like to win, and hopefully come back with some trophies.
It becomes like, I guess it is, it's like a narrow 2, then they shuffle.
However, the start of the season hasn't gone entirely to plan for the 2s or for Louis himself. The team began their season with successive defeats to the Southampton first team, the first of which coming in controversial fashion after a red card for a handball by the Southampton captain and goalkeeper was overturned, costing the 2s the game. As for Louis, the pressures of running the team alongside his new Masters course soon became an issue.
Obviously, weirdly enough, there is work to be done at university aside from the sports and the fun of that. But so I've had my own struggles this year. Obviously, in a master's degree, it's a big jump from an undergrad. I did also have some issues with my course because I did film production as an undergrad and now I'm doing marketing. That was a whole long story about the fact that my course was then cut off. So here I had to go with marketing, had to try something new, and I think I've definitely learned a lot from that. But at the same time, yeah, it's been difficult. It's been struggles. Obviously, I'm only a semester in, whatever. But yeah, so I'm going to continue to work hard. But alongside things like futsal and my outside work, obviously working a job, there's a lot on my plate. So yeah, so it is a struggle. There's a lot of late nights, a lot of all-nighters, and staying up doing that work. But it's got to be done at the end of the day. You've got to keep pushing, and try and keep your head up and keep moving.
Despite the difficulties, Louis was still confident that he could provide for his team and get back on track with its studies. A chance to prove this came in one of the most highly contested games in the 2's calendar, the Winchester Futsal Derby against the Winchester first team. The 2s had already beaten the 1s in a pre-season friendly. Reproducing that result here would be crucial to getting back on track with their season.
the music scene. Not stopping, that's a settle one. Cards are in my hands. I'm the special one, they can't see to the stands. Like a petal, little drawings in my plans. Never met a one, supplement Iron Man. No avenger, managing my expectations, stop concern, aspiration, taking my imagination, read the inspiration from those admiration, presentation to inflation in my musical creation. Relations round the corner, train checks, then I'm in the sauna, watch films with the rolls, I ain't taking more than my lines when I cross the border. More than happy, laughing heavily, lost true to the dream, never was too deadly, but
Many expected a dominant display from the senior side, but against all the odds, the Twos blitzed the first team, defeating them 8-4 and making history for being the first Twos side to ever defeat the Ones in the league. Not only would this victory move the Twos above the first team in the league table heading into the Christmas break, but it would also be a huge turning point for Louis, as it relieved a lot of pressure off his shoulders, all while creating unforgettable memories for his side. Louis now looks forward to moving further with his course, as well as pushing on with the Twos for the rest of the season.
Obviously, start the season on paper isn't what we wanted, if I'm being totally honest. But at the same time, obviously, massive win against the Ones team, which has propelled us hopefully into a good second semester. Next semester, we've got to look on, we've got to push on, and try and get those points on the board, because I really think it's doable. We go on to next semester positive and confident.
During the Christmas break, Louis would pick up a knock to his ankle that would rule him out for the first 2 games of the second semester, meaning he had to coach from the sidelines as his side looked to pick up more points and climb further up the table. On their return to action, the Twos would pick up a convincing 3 points against the Southampton Twos, and they hope to continue their momentum into their next game against the Bristol Twos.
Don't judge me. Judge me. They don't ask too much. So long as they don't ask. As long as judge me too much. Ask too much. Ask too much.
Have a good day, okay?
Like the freedom to exist. Like the freedom to exist.
The Twos would continue from where they left off, as Louis coached his side to back-to-back wins, which would see them climb into second in the table, only behind the undefeated Southampton first team. The side had a great chance to make it 3 in a row as they faced the Southampton Twos again, but this time on home turf. While this game was massive for the Twos, this game would also be huge for Louis, as he would make his return to action. While the twos were in the driving seat during the game, the pivotal moment would come just moments later. After being on the pitch for just 5 minutes, Louis would go down holding his ankle on his return.
Yeah, some of the twos at home. First game back from injury. Had a ligament problem, only slight. I missed, unfortunately, the start of the second semester. First game back, same ankle, different problem though, unfortunately. But this one's fractured. Gutted. Massively got the 3 points, obviously, but yeah, just upset. I mean, the injury itself, initially I probably was a bit out of hand. Initially I thought it was intentional, maybe kick out or trip or something like that. But watching it back, it was completely accidental. I don't even know if there was really any contact. I think I did just genuinely just go over my ankle. And so the Southampton player lesson was really genuine and kind about it anyway. So I probably should have been kind to myself. But I was end up fracturing my ankle. So that's 6 to 8. That's my season done, 6 to 8 weeks. So. Yeah, obviously I made a meal of it when I did go down. I think obviously realistically it did really hurt, but at the same time it was just genuine frustration as well, because obviously you want to be playing and I'm not at the moment, and it's one of those things where myself as I've been working really hard to get fitter and to get there, and when that sort of thing happens, it's just massive kick in the face really. So yeah, a lot of it was also just frustration as well, because I've struggled a lot with injuries anyway, that sort of thing is just really frustrating.
Once the game continued, the twos were able to secure their third win in 3 as they dismantled the Southampton side in a 10-5 victory. But the main thing on the minds of the team after the game was the extent of Louis' injury.
Yeah, with obviously Saunders' injury during the game, it was very hard to watch. Very hard thing to see, because obviously he's in his third year and his final year, so obviously that meant the rest of his season would obviously be done. And as a player watching, it was hard to watch, obviously with our captain, and coming from injury, literally coming back from it, so I don't know how he felt.
Massively, I think it played quite a big role in team morale. It sort of brought us down a little bit, knowing that we'd lost someone who was so influential to us and so close to all of us within the team.
It was a tough one for the boys. We had a few minutes just to try and calm ourselves down before playing again, but we made sure to win the game for Louis and then saw him after.
Massive to get the 3 points anyway, and for the last 2 games I've got to be the coach on the sideline, unfortunately, which I have been for a lot of this season. So not the way I'd want it to be, but it is what it is, you know what I mean? There's not too much you can do, unfortunately.
Coming into the last game of the season, the twos needed 1 point to secure their highest ever league finish, but they faced a tough challenge in a strong Bristol side away from home. And with reduced cars to travel with, Winchester were left without their vice-captain, meaning Lloyd Owen would have to step up and captain the side in what would be his final fixture, a man who has experienced major injury himself.
I tore my right ACL at the end of my first year, just playing Saturday League. Team gave the ball away, turned around, and my thigh bone hit the back of my shin bone, which left a big bruise and a bit of a tear. 18 months I came back. End of my first year, I had the surgery Christmas of second year, came back beginning of third year. About Christmas time, third year, so just over 18 months. I've been on crutches for a few months, wasn't massively fun. Getting up and downstairs, not enjoyable. The main one probably been the lack of sport, lack of enjoyment in football, futsal. Only getting in and out of watching Chelsea, and they were useless.
With warm-ups out the way, Louis' side were ready to do whatever it takes to secure that second place finish.
1, 2, 3. Brace! Come on, boys. Lots of aggression, lads. Straight. Come on. Straight out. Brave. No shot.
Despite some early chances for the twos, Bristol would be the ones to draw first blood. And to make matters worse, a few minutes before half-time, Jack Newman would be sent off for kicking out at a defender, leaving Winch with 3 outfield players for the final moments of the second half. However, some resilient defending and work rate from Butcher, Briggs and Omanua would ensure that they only stayed 1 goal down heading into the break. Despite losing the player for the rest of the game, the Twos kept up their fight, managing to find an equaliser as well as another goal to put them in front and give them the momentum in this game. Although Bristol managed to grab one back, Louis' side were determined to come away with all 3 points. And luckily, they were able to put themselves ahead once again, as Butcher's shot fell to Billy Granger, who tapped it home late on to give themselves the lead. However, in the last few minutes of the game, Bristol switched up their tactics. For most of the game, they had been using a similar shape to the Twos, but late on, they brought a fly keeper into goal, who would sit high upfield and provide an extra offensive option. This meant the Twos would also have to change shape, switching to a compact 2-2 formation to ensure nothing got past them in the final few minutes.
If she loves me not, I'll move this rifle. Don't talk to me like a psycho. You could have stand up for Dido. Chicks on a high road, decks on a rise. So Corvettes in the skylights, nice bro. Music is free. Speaking for freely, words and topics come so easy. Lyrics so cheeky, defensively leaky. Megan up fridge on a Wednesday 3G. Don't talk to me like a psycho. You could have stand up for Dido.
And with a show of even more resilience, as well as a little bit of luck, the Twos managed to hold on for the win, confirming their second place finish in the league. These scenes show what it means to be part of a sports team at university. For some, it gives them an escape from their work and outside life, while for others, it may add some difficulties to their uni experience. But through it all, the love and the passion the squad has for their team, that they'll only be part of for a short time, is undeniable and unrivaled.